Yo, what it do, YouTube? It's your boy ColtsTalk. We are back with another video, and today we're going to be talking about Kenny Moore's future in Indianapolis. It may be coming to an end. Kenny Moore has been a favorite in Indianapolis for as long as he's been here. We acquired him from the Patriots when he first got to the NFL, and then we got him. He's a Ballard guy at that, and and moving forward, no one knows what the future holds for Chris Ballard. For not Chris Ballard, sorry, for Kenny Moore. No one knows what the future holds for any of them. I mean, for Chris Ballard's sake, now that I mentioned it, it looks like he's pretty content on staying here. But that is just just smoke at this point. People say things right now and things can happen and change tomorrow. So we don't know what the future holds for them, but we don't know what the future holds for Kenny Moore as of right now. They did an interview yesterday as of the time of this video uploading, and Kenny Moore said it was a difficult year for Kenny Moore. This is for Zach Kiefer. Shout out to Zach Kiefer. Follow him on Twitter for updates. He said it was a difficult year for Kenny Moore the second, both personally and team wise. He offered some insight about and asked about the Colts on the new defensive scheme, and he mentioned the coaching and the players working together. Coaching and playing work together, and we just didn't click. I wasn't able to give them exactly what they wanted. Dot dot dot. And we can kind of see that from his play and his performance. I mentioned that a few times at the beginning of the year. It looked like Kenny Moore was kind of out of sync with the new Gus Bradley scheme, and the Gus Bradley scheme just doesn't fit Kenny Moore. Of course, Kenny Moore he's a great talent. The NFL knows him very well, how good he plays, especially of his past experiences in the old Matt Eberflus scheme. But this Gus Bradley scheme's a little different, and he's asking you to do a little bit more than what you're used to doing when it's regarding Kenny Moore's situation. And we can kind of see that. Kenny Moore was playing over the top, playing on some wide receivers when he's undersized, and he got the price paid for him. And of course, I know that gotta hurt him mentally as a player because he knows how good he is and how good he can be. But he has some flashes as well when they put him back in that old scheme what he's used to doing, when he's pretty much blitzing and going to get the quarterback. He's still good at stopping on the run plays. But on coverages and actual, like when you're going out there and you're out there and, on that island by yourself, and he paid that price, man. He got beat up pretty bad this year. I'm not even gonna knock it, but I mean he still has some flashes. But the old Kenny Moore and the old Eberflus scheme, it's a little different from the Gus Bradley scheme. But the Gus Bradley scheme had a lot of success this year. Can't knock what he did. The coaching. I mean, Gus Bradley's scheme pretty much helped the Colts. Was the only reason the Colts were still in games before it got ugly at the end due to the offense's failures. But I mean, like I said, yeah, Kenny Moore definitely struggled this year with the new scheme. But I do think if you give it some time, I think he'll be going back to his natural self. I think it just needs time to develop, especially for a guy like him that's undersized at the position that he's playing. In the scheme, I do think it's going to take a little bit more time for him to adjust. Or maybe next year if he comes back, he'll put him somewhere else on the field and probably play a different position. It is what it is. We'll definitely see what it looks forward to. Looking forward to seeing what Kenny Moore is going to do with his future. Who knows? The draft is coming up, and some players might get moved. He might be one of those guys. We did mention, we did probably suggest moving him this offseason. A lot of people have been talking about it, not just me, but a lot of fans feel that way, that he might be one of those guys out the door. Moving forward towards the quote, it mentioned that more from Kenny Moore. He said, first and foremost, I didn't give myself what I wanted. It was tough. He said, I didn't give myself the playmaking ability, the wild plays I'm used to making. It just wasn't a habit in me. I wasn't the guy this year to give those plays. So, of course, he's beating himself up over the terrible season the Colts had and all the plays that he pretty much missed that he's used to making. Like I said, it's still a shifting of the gears when it comes to this new scheme. It's only a year in. If Gus Bradley was 3 years in and still had the same players and he wasn't making something, of course, I give you the benefit of the doubt. But I'm pretty much everybody wasn't in sync like that. But again, I can't really blame him. He hasn't been healthy. The times he was on the field, he's out of position. And then there was just plays where he just couldn't adjust. It is what it is. So hopefully, Kenny Moore can land anywhere and be a success. Depends on the role he's put in and the team he's playing on. I'm pretty sure Kenny Moore will find some type of light and go back to his natural self. I mean, we've seen guys leave here and have bigger days. better days and a better organization and a better locker room, because the Colts right now is pretty much a dumpster fire. We all know that. Hopefully they'll figure everything out and we'll go back to being what we're normally being. But we got a lot of moves to make this offseason, and a lot of players are in question of coming back. And he's one of those guys, and there's other guys that's definitely on the rumor mill of leaving. So we're looking forward to seeing how this is all going to pan out. But yeah, this was an unfortunate season for Kenny Moore, but I do think he still has that dog in him, and he can land anywhere or even come back and be his normal self. It just depends on the scheme and where they put him. But it is what it is at the end of the day. But you guys let me know your thoughts about him, Kenny Moore, this year, and where do you think he may end up, and can he actually bounce back from this struggling year? Let me know all your thoughts in the comment section. This is Marcus, and until next time, you've been Culture Shock.